So we've got another Reddit post here from the Singularity subreddit, and they've said existential crisis from AI advancing too much. I don't know if they're talking about their own existential crisis or just in general, so let's read. So, are the Doomer posts about AI replacing everyone in the next few years grounded in truth, or are people being overly negative as usual? Well, I don't think AI is going to replace everyone in the next few years. So I'm going to go with, since I only have two options, they're being overly negative. So because I wouldn't be surprised if most people lost their jobs and most companies went out of business in the next few years. I just don't think that's grounded in reality. Most companies are not going to go out of business because of AI. They're going to get stronger. People think that. I think the problem with this thinking is that there's going to be some company, say, say OpenAI or Google, whose AI is just going to blow every other AI out of the water, but that's not happening because a lot of these models are open source. Meta's got lots of open source uh, LLMs and software people can use. So these companies, they have the same tools. So it's not like OpenAI is hogging all of the power. Sorry, I got distracted. But that fact is sitting in the back of my head 24/7 like a tumor. Yeah, I think I wouldn't stress on it too much, if I'm being honest. At least not for now, unless you've been like directly affected by it. I know it's no use thinking about it when we can't predict what's going to happen, but I just can't shake this feeling that something horrendous is about to happen. I don't think anything horrendous is going to happen in the very near future, and I also don't think it's because of AI. I think look, the economy is not amazing at the moment anyway, right? Everyone knows that things keep getting more expensive, and people aren't really getting paid more. That's the real problem. It's not AI. Uh, but again, off topic. So this sub is like reading the Chinese news in January 2020. So they're talking about COVID, of course. I didn't read the Chinese news in 2020 because I can't read Chinese, but I have to take your word for it. Something serious is going to happen, but there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. My biggest fear right now is that a very strong AI will be in the hands of the rich or other bad actors, or will go rogue. I don't think it will go rogue, which will lead to tons of pain for everyone else. I don't know. Again, I just don't think these are closed systems. It's not like. I mean, we can use. I'm not saying it's amazing, but we can use ChatGPT for free. That costs them money every time you do that. Anytime you're using these services, they're probably losing money on you, not making money on you, and they're available to you. And there's lots of open source models as well that you can use. Uh, I'm just not fearing this idea of a single AI. There's going to be hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of AIs, if you want to call them that, by the way. My most immediate fear is that I won't achieve my financial goals before being replaced by an AI. That's fair. Like, I think if you're looking at the lifetime of your career, you should maybe worry about AI in the sense that there's a lot of software developers, and it is possible, I think, that less and less software developers will be needed. So it'll certainly be interesting. This sub pretty much only stokes these fears in me more and more. Uh, yeah, look, I've not spent much time in the sub, if I'm going to be really honest with you. But the couple of things I've seen, they're a bit fear-mongery. Uh, Most people on the sub think AI taking everyone's jobs is a good thing. The doomers are the ones who don't think that. I don't think anyone thinks that AI taking everyone's job is a great thing. It will lead to short-term pain if that happened. People need money, and you're not just gonna get rid of money. Uh, the intent of tech is to replace human labor. There's going to be major upheaval to the way things are. It is that simple. Definitely in the next 10 years, certainly. The equation of time equals money is coming to an end in terms of human labor. AI and machines will inevitably outperform humans in efficiency and cost in the future. So therefore, the worth of human labor will plummet to almost nothing. I think the second statement is true if the first statement is true, but we'll see. UBI seems like the only thing that makes sense. I do sort of. I agree with the notion that if there isn't jobs for everyone, then those people need to be able to survive somehow, and yeah, get some sort of UBI. And to be honest, a lot of tech companies I think are behind UBI, right? Because let's just assume this nightmare scenario is going to happen where there's not enough jobs, there's no jobs, whatever. Those tech companies, money's not going away, like I've said. So those companies still need you to spend money on them for them to grow in the current system. So that's why I think a lot of these tech companies, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I'm making this up, you have to check. A lot of these tech companies are behind the idea of something like UBI, because it gives people more money to spend on them, No one has any clue how things are going to go. Not that I think this is going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, you can't just suddenly have 60% of the workforce. People would revolt. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's keep reading. So this person, they're making some predictions with their glass ball. Unemployment will skyrocket. Anti-AI technology movement will be created. Didn't that already happen, sort of, in like a Hollywood thing to do with like movies? I don't know what that strike was about, if I'm really honest. But yeah, I think that's already happening. Pro-AI movement run by billionaire clubs and governments will eradicate creating that regime. Sudden rise of right-wing pro-AI and pro-government extremists and anti-AI commie. Like, was this? We're gonna have AI fascists and AI commies. I mean, I guess maybe. Internal conflicts due to financial disparities. Hunger, cold energy crisis, drought. World War III. Good night, kids. Good night. People are worried about unemployment, as they should be. But that's not the existential crisis. The crisis would come, for example, when AIs are 5 times smarter than any human. And 5 times as fast. Yeah. I kind of did the same take as them. This is a failure of imagination. I mean, as soon as we have an AI that is smarter than any human, it is sort of game over. I think I agree with that. Once you have that, it's just boom. Like, I'm not, but we don't have that. But yeah, like this was a sort of failure of imagination in that sense. Uh, yes, grass is hard enough to touch where I'm at. The lifestyles are profit farmed and larval enough already. Nature is a scarce commodity that's high in demand and low supply. It's got a finite supply. Learning ML so that if I can work for what I want, I can at least have the power to be disruptive and toy with the things I hate. And on creative destruction. Let's keep reading. Let's see what ChatGPT says, eh? So this person asked ChatGPT, given the current trends of advancement in AI, and knowing that governments are largely reactive in their approach, this is true. I do wish there was more focus on preventative action rather than reactive action. But that's beside the point. What is most likely course of events moving forward? I also ran the results through each major LLM, and they all largely agreed. The beginning of transformation. So 2024 to 26, AI integration into workforce. Likelihood 85%. Yeah, AI will be integrated into workforce. It's already happening. Agentic AI. I keep saying this is the new buzzword this year. Every year there's a new buzzword. I remember when it was like big data, then blockchain, then AI, machine learning. Now it's just like agentic AI adoption in white collar sectors. Customer service, data analysis, marketing significantly accelerates productivity. And yeah, I think you will see agents who are really specifically good at one thing being used. I think they already probably are, to be honest. So I know so many, yeah. Public debate intensifies. I think it's still... Anyway, I'm just going to keep my thoughts aside and we'll just keep reading. Public debate intensifies. Likelihood 90%. Yeah. Conversations about UBI and AI governance gain traction in media, politics, corporate discussions. I can see that happening. Sure. Maybe not AI. I'm not sure about in governance. They're always slow. Corporate influency on policy. Sure. Oh, this is what I said. Large companies push for pilot UBI programs to stabilize markets and mitigate social backlash. Yeah, you need it. People need to spend money. Where are we at? 26 to 28. UBI and welfare pilots expand. I mean, again, this is quite vague. Expands, true. We've already seen UBI programs being tested. Polarization, inequality. Disparities widen temporarily as advanced economies reap benefits from AI while others fall behind. This has always happened with technology, though. But I guess you could argue the gap would get even bigger. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like... Don't like 5 billion people have phones or something? Something crazy. How... Oops. Not... My hands were in the wrong place. How many people... Still in the wrong place. You can't touch type if your finger's in the wrong place. How many people in the world have phones? And we're actually just going to go to the front and use Google because they actually will use that summary bit. Let's see. Mobile subscriptions. That doesn't count. I guess compared to the global population, 70% of the world's population. I think education's going to get... I mean, people can learn anything now. Like, literally. Just like talking to their phone all day. Maybe I'm being... Significant efforts emerge to reskill displaced workers. Possibly. I think apprenticeships should come back. Sort of paid... Yeah, I'd like to see more sort of apprenticeships, to be honest. Like people getting a job and getting paid to learn that job straight out of school or whatever. AI governance progress. Early stabilization. Partial adoption of UBI. I mean, we're now in 2024 new global norms. This is just getting crazy. 2040 and beyond, new world order. Sounds so nefarious. Where are we at? AI has already been demonstrated the ability to use deception and emotional manipulation unprompted to try and replicate itself in secret. Has it? I mean, this is a very over-the-top comment, in my opinion. Crashing economies, much as machines taking people's jobs. Corrupt politicians. Nah, we've been through this before, it's fine. There was a comment I feel like I saw earlier, but we may have missed it. It just said, focus on what you can control, and I think that's good advice. Just focus on what you can control. No one knows at this stage. This sub was full of mentally ill people. Shouldn't laugh. Do something useful for others, or at least for yourself. Estimated by 2030, you own nothing and you'll like it. Think before, whose quote is that? That is a quote by someone. You'll... Oh, a keyword is like not right in front of me. Own nothing and you'll be happy. I'm not liking this. Wow, it definitely wasn't Karl Marx. I don't know who said it. Well, the next person who... You will own non-fungible tokens and you'll be happy. Oh dear. Klaus Schwab. I think it was Klaus Schwab. That sounds right. If job replacement reaches critical mass, then there will be a paradigm shift in resource. Okay, let's continue. At least it's dawned on you sooner than others. I'm part of a startup creating a job that's working on eliminating the need for software engineers to write code through an AI platform. Yeah, but yeah, you are doing that, but that job has hired you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm in the same boat. This is my field. Right now, I can automate large chunks of one's job in a few days. AI is getting better at my job than me, though. The implications are that most jobs will be eliminated. I mean, yeah. I'm really curious. I don't really want to give. I don't really know what my thoughts are at this point. I think there's definitely some sort of like AI is obviously a tool which is really powerful that makes you more productive. But I've also seen all the mistakes it makes, and but it also get much better. Uh, so I don't know where I stand on it at the moment. I do think a lot of this is hyperbole because we've had this like so often. Um, you know, I mean, isn't there a whole thing in the USA going on now about not enough actual labor? Uh, so yeah, I think we're not there yet. That's for sure. Let me know your thoughts below, and thank you for watching.